she has flown all the way from LA. Not to see anybody else, to see me, Kinsey Schofield. She's here! I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm so excited. And I'm so lucky because almost the second I landed, we heard that the Princess of Wales was going to be at Trooping. I mean, what a cherry on top.
Put into words how much Kate Middleton means to you.
Oh, I just think she's absolutely precious. You are so lucky that she is your future queen.
You've got Donald Trump and Joe Biden.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, it was amazing. I read a really interesting article today. It was a massively triumphant return to public life at the Trooping. 6 months fighting cancer. You know, I used to live in Windsor, and the old man used to work for the royal family. I also worry, and this won't be popular, that because of the criticism from many quarters and because of the online stuff, that she felt forced.
Oh my gosh, I felt
to
the same
do this,
way.
and I'm not sure whether she should have had to do that, if I'm honest.
I completely agree with you. I want to believe that she was there because she wanted to support the king. She wanted to support Prince William, who has taken on so much more responsibility since both the king and the Princess of Wales's cancer diagnosis. But I do feel a little bit like the online misinformation, it was starting to ramp up again, and you know, they just wanted to squash that and not allow it to get as chaotic as it had previously.
How do you know how she is? Do you know how she's doing or not?
I mean, I feel like she looked amazing. I feel like one of the best indicators was that Prince Louis was living his best life. You know, he was so full of, you know, joy and silliness and entertaining. And, you know, I think that that's a good indication that things at home are positive and uplifting. Otherwise, I don't think we would have seen the children so happy and sweet.
No, and I mean, I've said it before, you know, we've talked. I'm a massive, I think she, because I am a royalist, I don't think there was ever a point where, well, we know Coo Stark wasn't allowed to marry Prince Andrew, Group Captain Peter Townsend wasn't allowed to marry Princess Margaret, and this is the first girl who, yes, of course, came from good stock, but she didn't come from royal stock. She wasn't sourced, and to many people in the royal household, when she first arrived, she was, you know, just middle class, and they looked down at her.
Doors to manuals, remember?
They slagged her off, they slagged her mother off. I think she's grabbed the public's imagination. I think she's grabbed the royal family, and I think somebody gave me a title once, which was Iron K. I think this woman is the future of the British monarchy, along with her husband, and I just hope she's all right, because I've been there a little bit myself. Don't know what cancer she's got, and it's difficult. You don't feel like doing anything. Right.
Not only that, but it's scary. I mean, it makes you realize that you need to stop and appreciate every little detail.
But you know that they say about everything. King also, of course, appearing in the Order of the Garter ceremony. We saw. Oh, you've been to Windsor?
Oh my gosh, that is one of my favorite places.
That's where I used to live.
I know, you don't have to brag.
All right, okay. I want to go to LA. You go to Windsor, I'll go to LA.
I used to see videos of you jogging all around it, thinking, what a great life.
Not jogging, running very fast.
Oh, very swiftly. Thinking you have the best life ever. That is such a beautiful
venue. Can I tell you a true story that I haven't told anybody on? So we lived on the Long Walk in Windsor for 7 years. The day the Queen died, my son was the 5th bunch of flowers on the gates. And by the time, and I genuinely mean this, by the time the funeral came, Kins, I can't explain to you, we were right on the Long Walk, 10 deep rows, constantly walking past my front door for 4 days, day and night. I mean day and night. When that funeral cortege came down, it was just unbelievable. I've never, you know, I'm very patriotic, but it was extraordinary.
Well, they say that with the younger generation doesn't really relate to the royal family. Do you feel like your kids love the royal family?
Well, Henry surpassed himself that day, because we were broadcasting live from the Windsor Castle pub, and it was 30 deep. And somebody back here said, "We need some footage." I said, "We're not getting anywhere." So I said, "What do you think?" And he said, "How much should you pay me if I get some footage?" And I said,
Brilliant.
20 quid.
Brilliant.
And he came back an hour later with footage of the cortege, literally about 10 feet from his face. "How'd you get that?" He said, "Well, I just burst into tears and told everybody I'd lost my dad and got through the crowd."
Oh my gosh, what a heathen.
Isn't that great?
He's brilliant.
But yeah, it was, honestly, I was there for their wedding, those other two dreadful people. But the funeral was the most extraordinary thing ever. And I think, I get the younger generation, because they're all activists and they all think we should give all the money. I always say your president cost the American taxpayer a lot of money. The royal family bring to this country, forget whether you agree with the system or not, they bring so much trade and industry to this country, don't they?
Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, so many people just want to walk through their homes.
Yeah.
The idea. I mean, I met so many Americans at trooping. I got there around 7 a.m., 6 a.m. I met a lot of Americans.
Did you
there.
love it?
I loved it. Oh gosh, it was so beautiful. The rain I could have done without, but that's a part of the process. That's a part of the story. And if I ever live here, I guess I'm going to have to.
Are you going to live here?
I would love to.
Sorry, why would you want to live in England apart from LA?
Because you guys have the royal family.
Why? Just explain something, because I don't think anybody, right? But why so into the royal family?
I think I just admire the fact that you respect, this institution. It's the history. I think it's all very intriguing. There's kind of a cycle that repeats itself within the family. It's fascinating. That's
what I was brought up to believe in, and I get really angry when people don't seem to agree with it. Going forward, I hate to bring them up, but I'm going to. We have our own situation in Windsor, of course, with Andrew. Is he going to get out of Royal Lodge or not? Not in a million years. Harry and Meghan, stateside, what's happening? Heard anything?
I mean, they decided to drop some dog biscuits on the day of Trooping the Colour.
Dog biscuits?
American Riviera Orchard now inevitably going to offer dog biscuits.
So is this a company that made jam?
Yes. So
did you get any jam?
I don't. If I did, it would be laced with something that I'm not comfortable consuming. But yeah. So one of Harry's very good friends, who he plays polo with, Nacho, posted on Instagram.
Nacho.
He posted on Instagram some new raspberry jam that Meghan apparently is distributing to high-profile clients, and then dog biscuits. But this was hours before Trooping, which
Nacho Figueroa, right, the polo player.
Yes. So it seemed kind of shady to do that.
Do you know, I didn't always think about them, and I know it annoys people because they say you're always having a go at them. You know, I believe that they are that couple. Everything is premeditated. There's always a reason for a behaviour. There's always a reason for them doing something. I said 5 years ago, and I nearly got thrown off the air.
Uh-oh.
I said within
so 5... why are you repeating it?
Yeah, because I don't care. Because I'm right. Within 5 years, he will be back in the United Kingdom with his ginger tail between his legs, and she will be in California with 2 children. I'm not sticking up. Listen, somebody told me that phrase, you can't use the first bit, second is whipped, okay? I don't believe... You know what I'm saying,
yes,
right?
I do.
There you are. I'm not saying he's been led by whatever, but to me, this is such a game with her. And I think it's really sad because...
A PR game that she's never going to win.
She's never going to win, man.
Dog biscuits do not compete with Catherine, the Princess of Wales.
But that's the point.
Yeah.
And it's so me, and it's so disingenuous, and it's so... do you know what's really interesting? It's so not English, and I know people don't like me saying that. Catherine, I mean, that outpouring. I mean, I sat on a show and I had people say, oh, she's definitely... No, she's not. She's ill, and then they had to do that. I've never said this actually. I just think Meghan Markle lacks any class whatsoever, and I think Catherine has class running through every part of her body.
It's overflowing. I completely agree with you. The self-promotion is almost at a desperation at this point in time.
What about Americans? Are they fed up with it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially to launch a lifestyle brand, which seems so shallow when we knew...
Bit of a come down, isn't it, from being a princess?
Exactly. I mean...
from being a princess to making jam.
This was the role of a lifetime. For a living, all she had to do was memorize lines.
You know what words you just used? Role. And that is what I think she saw it as, rather than marrying somebody, being happy. Everything from the photo call for the engagement to when the first baby is always... And then, of course, the activists we've been talking about on the show, everybody jumps up and down, oh, they're racist, oh, they didn't treat the child the same way. I didn't know, Harry. Well, yes, you did. I think it was a pre-planned time, but there we go. We hope that Kate Middleton continues to get better. Can I just read this? Don't go anywhere. Jason in Birmingham. Nobody has mentioned the fact that airbags will deploy during a frontal impact of over 14 miles an hour. Stupid police. Poor cow. Here comes a poor cow. Kev O'Sullivan. Can I ask you this very quickly as well? Yeah. Trump, Biden froze again Saturday in the United States. He's got to the point now where he just sort of stands there. Obama had to lead him off stage. Yeah. Donald Trump, a convicted felon. Joe Biden's son about to be imprisoned. What's it like stateside? We think we're messed up, Kev. It's not so great over there.
Well, I mean, I packed a very big suitcase. I think I'm going to try to leave anytime soon.
She doesn't want to, Kev. She wants to be there. She wants to live here.
I wouldn't come here if I was you. I'd certainly think about somewhere else, but maybe not here.